This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com in Smith Falls, Ontario for a tables match where you not only have to put your opponent through a table to win, but pin him. As we see Smith Falls' own Hardcore Steve with a big body slam, elbow drop, and leg drop to the Bruiser, who says he's been in the ring with Jimmy Snuka, he's been in the ring with Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake in Great North Wrestling anyways, as well as many other former WWE superstars, but this is a grudge match. The last time these two met was another tables match. Bruiser has kind of an obsession with tables. It was in Bruiser's hometown of Ottawa, and Bruiser was victorious, but it looks like Hardcore Steve wants to finish things quick here in his hometown of Smith Falls, Ontario, where Great North Wrestling has a great history going all the way back to 2011. I've wrestled here many times, and this could be it. Nope, Bruiser's fighting back. No DQ in this match. Chop to the throat, turnbuckles, some punches, elbows. Referee's getting on Bruiser, but obviously there's nothing you can do about it. It's no DQ tables match. You got to put your opponent through a table, then pin him to win. As we see Fred punishing. Fred is the real name of the Bruiser. Sorry about that. Some elbows to the midsection. Reversal there by Hardcore Steve. Sends the Bruiser right into the table. Which I guess the Bruiser is the nickname of Fred Leaks, Ottawa man. That's been around the wrestling business since the 90s. Used to be Outaouais Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. Wrestled in the Ottawa Civic Center. He's getting choked now. If I was Steve, I would try and pin him. He's got a size disadvantage here, and definitely an experience disadvantage. Steve is a relative newcomer, as he just gets a groin shot right there by the Bruiser. Nothing the referee can do. It is a no DQ match. And I think Hardcore Steve just showed his inexperience not going for the pin when he had the Bruiser down. Now he's eating some big elbows to the nose here. Crowd heavily behind Hardcore Steve. Bruiser showing off the guns. He does have some very big arms. He's in good shape. He can bench 225 pounds for a ridiculous amount. Double axe handle to the back for a ridiculous amount of repetitions. I've seen it. I don't know what his record was, but I know it was over 50. Here's a bit of a comeback. I think that was a flying burrito by Hardcore Steve. Shades of Tito Santana, who I've interviewed several times on this channel, as well as his daughter Jenny Santana, who I'm not sure is still wrestling or not. She had a couple matches, but I think she's gone back to grappling, where she was a couple times world champion and several times national champion. So stick with what you're best at. As Hardcore Steve getting pulled out of the ring now, getting worked on by the Bruiser, thrown into the chairs right in front of his hometown crowd. I know a lot of Hardcore Steve's friends are here. They're taking the fight to the floor. No countouts in this match. You see the Queen in the background. Bruiser showing his strength advantage, just whipping Hardcore Steve into the chairs. Great North Wrestling security trying to keep the fans out of the way. European uppercut. Been thinking of Russia with all the Russian UFO talk lately. Steve is just taking a whipping here. I've never doubted he's tough. Bruiser pouring water now on Hardcore Steve. Not sure what that's supposed to do. If anything, it's going to refresh him as we see him fighting back here. As we're over the 5-minute mark, we'll see what kind of cardio these two have. Bruiser getting smashed face first into the glass. The fans are just scattering, trying to keep their distance from the action. Bruiser eating the glass too. Of course, the next Great North Wrestling event, Saturday night, November 4th at the Renfrew Armories. Renfrew, Ontario. More information at thehannibaltv.com. You see another low blow by the Bruiser, who is beating on Hardcore Steve right in front of a table. Now is he going to the back? Maybe he's had enough. Hardcore Steve following him. He's opening the curtains. Steve nails him in the back. Slaps him in the face. Now I think we're seeing some tiredness on both these men, because I don't think their blows are having as much power behind them as they were earlier in this match, as Hardcore Steve rams the Bruiser's head into that cement staircase and throws him right into a garbage can. Now the garbage can thrown right back at Hardcore Steve. Both of these men are taking this match all around the arena. There's garbage everywhere. Poor custodians that are going to have to deal with this. Now they're exchanging blows, much like the hockey fights that you will see when the Smith Falls Bears play hockey in this very arena. These men are battling up the stairs now. These are the nosebleeds. It's not like these crowd members had any expectations of getting this close to the action. I don't know if Steve's going to try and throw the Bruiser off the balcony here or not. This is getting awful dangerous. I know it's an ODQ match, but the referee, I don't know where the president is at this point. But this is getting awful dangerous. As they're fighting right in front of about a 15-ish, maybe 18-foot drop with no padding underneath. This is getting dangerous. Hardcore Steve bashing Bruiser's face into some chairs right now. Bruiser fighting back. Now he's trying to escape. He's making his way away from Hardcore Steve. Maybe he's had enough. Steve nails him. Bruiser nails him back and throws him down the stairs. Hardcore Steve just took a fall. Hardcore Steve reminds me of a cross between Max Payne, aka Man Mountain Rock, and Mick Foley. Definitely, he's in his early 20s, I believe. Definitely could have a future if he sticks at it. Gets more experience, but this is the biggest match he's ever had in Great North Wrestling here in his hometown. As the Bruiser setting up a table right underneath this balcony here. This is awfully dangerous. I certainly hope that the Bruiser is not planning to jump off this balcony, as he's got a chair right now, which he's just throwing like Sabu throws chairs. At Hardcore Steve, now he's pouring more water on himself. I think this must be a sign of fatigue. He's grabbed water a couple times now. Hardcore Steve, I don't know if he slipped on the water there or it was taken down by the garbage can. He's fighting back, smashing the Bruiser into those steel railings. Now the Bruiser is lying across the table here. Maybe it's Hardcore Steve that we're going to see go off the balcony. Smashes Bruiser's face. He's pointing to the top. And this is his hometown. He wants to try to do something spectacular. If you're going to finish off the Bruiser, this is the way of doing it. But he's moving around down there. The fans are going nuts here. They look excited. Lots of kids here in the Great North Wrestling audience. We love to see that. All about the family entertainment. As we see Hardcore Steve, he looks to be going for either a leg drop or an elbow drop. No, an elbow drop. But the Bruiser was playing possum. He looks like he's hurt his leg. But he gets out of the way, and Hardcore Steve goes through the table. Now, why is the Bruiser not trying to pin him? I mean, Bruiser could have an easy victory here, but it looks like he's giving Hardcore Steve a noogie, which were popular back in the 90s that you don't see too much of anymore. Lord knows my brother hated getting those from me. Bruiser is pumped up, but as a veteran, he should be trying to pin Hardcore Steve right now. Hardcore Steve is in a lot of trouble, but Bruiser, I mean, he's throwing some pretty weak-looking punches there. I don't know how much energy he has. I don't know why he's not going for the pin. Looks like Hardcore Steve might be busted open a tiny bit, or it's his hair. It's really hard to tell. It looks like it's his hair. Looks like it. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. There comes the Bruiser, pouring more water on him and follows it up with an uppercut. Now taking him around, whips him to the ring post, reverses. Bruiser now, I bet he's regretting not getting the pinfall a couple minutes ago when he basically had this match won. Now Hardcore Steve, both these men look exhausted. Looks like Hardcore Steve is going to try and put the Bruiser through one of these ringside tables, possibly the timekeeper's table. Slams him onto the table now. He's calling for something. What is going on as we see the fans gathering around? Get up close and personal here at Great North Wrestling. Hardcore Steve standing on the table. This looks dangerous. Goes for another elbow drop, but they both fall off the table. They're both out of it. I think this is a no contest. No contest.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal